And you know what's crazy is like I also wanted to ask you guys like if you've been activating people because this past week, like two people came to me and like I activated them. Like it was so crazy. Like I just started spontaneously giving them like Akashic readings, I guess. Like
Oh
it
my
was
God.
so interesting. I was like, what the hell? Like I was like, because I will like just learn about something in like Aaron's portal or something like that, and like or I will have just like done a channeled message, like I will have just done that, and then someone like, and it happens because I work at a spiritual shop, right? Like, but and so. Like someone walked in and I'd met him once before because he works at the place across from me and he came in and I hadn't seen him in a couple weeks and he came in and immediately started like telling me about like certain things like that I had just channeled and I was like okay like I was like this is a little crazy and then it was like just like it all like spontaneously happened like it was like it just like was coming through so equally. I was like, all right, this is coming in hot and ready. So like I'm just gonna tell you this stuff like this, and this, and like it all just kind of unfolded, and it was really interesting. And he started like shaking, like activate, like jolting, and that's stuff that I did. Like that's stuff that I do when I get activated. Like is like I like sometimes don't know what's happening, like, and I'll jolt or like I'll kind of like do something weird. But it was crazy. And then like that same day. Yeah, like that was crazy. And then I got a download too about that, like how he's supposed to be my first client and I need to like work with him because like he's going to be helping me like with each time that I meet with him or each session it's going to be like the blueprint of like what I'm going to be offering in my spiritual services. So that was interesting. And then like that night, like I was like exhausted, like I was about to cancel, but my best friend from home like she wanted to sleep over and I was like, I'm a little tired, but okay. And then she comes in and she starts asking me questions about like, she's like, asking me, she's like been seeing all these signs about like cats and stuff like that. And like, and beetles have been following her. And then like, and I'm like, oh, girl, like, I know the answer. Like, I know the answer.
You can hardly contain yourself.
Oh,
It's
I
so
know,
cute.
yeah. And then yeah, and okay, and also too, like with this like spontaneous activation, like now I'm understanding like this is just going to be like, like people will come into my field and like I also too want to set like a boundary of like, hey, are you open to a message? Like rather than just being like, so you're from Lyra, and then you know what I mean? Like just like like or like whatever, but yeah, it's been so cool like just seeing that stuff and like also too like again like we were talking about like trusting like being like I don't know why I'm being called to ask you like this or like I don't know why this is coming through but this is coming through and then the puzzle pieces kind of come together and like with my best friend like it was so interesting like it turned into this whole thing and like all of a sudden I was seeing like her whole like at least like what specific lessons were right about like just because I was like allowing source to come through me and I was tapping and I was like, oh, I see this energy here. You're working through this karmic lesson, like this, and this, and in a past life you did this. That's why this is happening. Like all of these things were coming through and it was like I don't know, it's so exciting. Like it really is. Like it's like following like this big like adventure and like especially like seeing too like the jolt thing. Like that was like freaking wild because I was like I've only seen that for me, so I didn't know that could happen with other people. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I was gonna ask you guys like if that's been like popping up for you. Like and even too like when I was like oh I'm gonna come home at 3:30, it's because like I was visiting my roommate at work and then like I like happened to mention I was like, oh my because my roommate was like, oh like what are you doing later today? I was like, oh I'm calling like my Fantastic Four people, like yay. And then I was like, yeah, we're starting like, a YouTube channel. And then this guy was like, "Oh, what kind of YouTube channel is it?" And then he started asking me questions. I'm like, and it's uncomfortable too because it's like in the 3D, you know what I mean? I'm like, what if he's like gonna judge me for what I'm saying? But then he ended up being like, "Yeah, I think I'm like a healer or something like that," And I was like, "You are," like or something like that, like. Yes, like, like I mean like or like it's interesting. So it's like I feel like that has been happening where like attracting and that's what happens like when you I think when you accept the role, when you hold the mic, when you actually grab the mic and you're like, "Okay, yeah, I do have this special role that source has given all of us." You know what I mean? Like I think it took me like seeing myself in that position and seeing myself for the potential that I had to like, you know, be a healer or whatever. And then like these experiences started coming more consciously because I think that we've always been light workers. When we've always been exactly where we need to be, but it's like it's now cool being like, all right, so I'm gonna start attracting people or I'm already I don't know, just have confidence too in like what I'm saying and like sort of knowing the impact that it's having. Yeah,
And I was just thinking as you were saying the thing about the jolt. And I was like, how we were talking about like whatever the reading is, it's not just for them, it's for you. I was like, that was probably for you.
for sure. No,
You know
it
what I mean? For you to be like, oh, wait, this is real. Like, yeah, I'm doing this because I only do that when I'm activated. So if you're doing it, you're activated and I'm activating you, like
was
confirmation for
yeah.
you.
Yeah, and so but I had my Priestess portal meeting yesterday. I didn't have the Akashic reading, and then while it was like I asked him about that at the end, I was like, yeah, like like when people come to me, like whatever, he's like, yeah, like if they jolt, and I didn't even bring this up, but he was like, yeah, they might like jolt or do something. That's them like remembering you for who you are, like that's them recognizing your soul, like as a teacher or something like that, or as their that's them remembering your soul or something like that. So I feel like that's like interesting. It's like a remembrance type of thing of like oh, that's right. You are supposed to tell me something. Or like, and I feel like that's how it was like in the car. It felt like a remembrance for all of us of like that's right. Like, yes, we are supposed to be doing this. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, with the hospital, with the pet hospital. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.